Welcome back, everyone. This is Ultralavos, and we're doing a retrospective. This is part 3. We're going to go back to 2015. Dr. Mario was the last one that I did for about 2 years, and I had started Uninvited. I think I did one video of that back then, but then my computer broke, and it took me a while. I was busy, and I had to get a new computer eventually. Then I came back in January of 2018, just ready to go. I had a lot of games actually added to my NES collection by then, and I came back with Addams Family, which was a fun game. I remember playing that at a friend of mine's, my mom. When I was young, I went to a friend of hers house, and her son was a friend of mine. We rented a video game, stopped by the store on the way over there because they had an NES too, and picked out the Addams Family. And it was pretty fun. So I went ahead and did that one. I know this is not the Addams Family, but that was the first one that I did back in 2018, and it was a doozy. It has some tough parts. Then after the Addams Family, I did go ahead and go back to Uninvited. I had to start over, but I basically got back to where I was. With it being the game style that it is, it was fairly easy to get back to where I was and finish up that game. And with that, the trilogy of games similar to that was finished. And I moved on to the next game, which was another LP Mini. And the LP Mini I did next was Sesame Street 1, 2, 3 with a special guest, Happy Lavos. That was fun. It was a cute video. I don't know if y'all watched. I don't know how many people watch the LP Minis that come out from time to time. I haven't put one up in a little while. But yeah, I really enjoyed doing that one. It holds a special place in my heart. Then I moved on to the next game. So then the next game that I did was the original classic Super Mario Bros. The first game I'd ever played on an NES. And I enjoyed that. Went all the way through all the levels, no warping, and it was a good time. It was classic. I'm not sure how many people viewed that because people have seen, people play Super Mario Brothers many, many times. I mean, there's some really awesome speedruns out there of it. Crazy stuff. If you want to go watch a game like that, I mean, that's the way to do it. But I wanted to do it. I had started that Quest LP the NES back, what was that, like season 3 maybe? I think it was during season 3 that I started that, maybe season 4, when I was collecting the video games again, I don't know. But, and I was just planning at that point just to do NES games, so it would have had to have been towards the end of season 3 or the beginning of season 4, because Final Fantasy 6 was in there, or I just did, I don't know, but I've kind of stepped back on that and just been doing a bunch of different things. I don't want to feel just pigeonholed into only doing NES games. May even branch out and do some PS2, Nintendo 64. I mean, that's all retro now, right? Yeah. I haven't even done any Game Boy Advance games. Sega. Yeah, there's a lot of different ones I need to do, but getting sidetracked here. Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, first one, started it all, classic. Then after that, we went to Star Tropics. Was what we went to after Super Mario Brothers, and it was a good time. Like, I remember Star Tropics. It's such a cool game. That little letter that came with it that, you may have not got from the... Oh no! That you may have not got from the video store when you rented it. May have just, screwed your day over if you didn't know what to do. But, yeah, Star Tropics, man, Magma the Fierce. That guy, the first time I played through that game, really irritated me. And then, after going through that Star Tropics game, we moved on to another classic from my childhood. I did Rygar, which was a really cool game, another almost Metroidvania style game from back in the day. It was neat how you had the overhead and then the side scrolling, you talked to people, got the upgrades on the different items. And that was actually a request from a friend of mine that was wanting me to do that, so, I went ahead and did it. And Rygar, it's Rygar. Definitely recommend playing that one. Then after Rygar, I had another LP Mini, and that one was with a special guest, Angry Legos. And that was another, special one. All the ones that I've had guests on, I've enjoyed, honestly. I'm hoping to have some more at some point. But Double Dribble was a fun basketball game. It was the first basketball game I ever played on the NES. We always, it was fun, for what it was at the time. It was no NBA Jam, but, that wasn't out yet. So another LP Mini, Double Dribble. And then after that, I did a crazy obscure game that was fun, that a lot of people hadn't heard of. Some people have. And that was Monster Party. And that is a wacky, wild, crazy game. I don't know how many of you have played that, but it is pretty nuts. Pretty cool too, but the bosses in that game are just awesome. If you haven't checked that one out, never heard of that game, go give it a view. Just for fun. I enjoy it. Well then, after Monster Party, I went into Mega Man. The first one, the one that started it all. The hardest one, I believe. At least it's the one notorious for being the most difficult on the NES. Mega Man 2 was actually the first Mega Man game I had ever played, but a buddy of mine did have one. Went back and played it, borrowed it from him. But yeah, it's a classic. It only had 6 Robot Masters in that one, and just the one item, but, it's probably my least favorite out of all the Mega Mans, but without it, the rest wouldn't have came, so I wanted to play through those in order, and I'm going to be having a Mega Man game coming up soon, well, relatively soon, sometime this year, and I don't know exactly when, but that's to be discussed later. So after Mega Man, went into another LP Mini, which was just good old classic black box golf. Yep, that's what it was. I remember playing golf, and that definitely was something that if I was going to do was going to be an LP Mini. Although I hear there is a randomizer of golf, and that there's like a community that likes playing that. So that's actually kind of awesome. But not much to say about golf. Let's move on to the next game, which I believe is far more superior. And that would be The Legend of Zelda. I mean, that game, I can't give it enough praise. Like, one of the best games on the NES, in my opinion. It's way up there. With probably Mike Tyson's Punch-Out!, Super Mario 3, Dragon Warrior 3 and 4. Just a great, great game. I still enjoy playing it. It was so much open exploration, trying to find things, figure out where stuff was. It had the second quest. Man, that was a fun game. I had to do it, both quests, just because I spent so much time playing that game as a kid and even as an adult. And they got the randomizer, which is amazing, and all that. So, yes, Legend of Zelda. And then I moved on to Mylon's Secret Castle was the next game that I did, and the last full game of Season 5. I remember that game, like, I had no idea what it was, and I got one of those How to Win at Nintendo game books from the book fair at school, just because, you know, Nintendo was awesome, so all us kids wanted to get Nintendo books. And it had a bunch of games in there, a lot of which I've never heard of or played, and I was just reading through them, just, you know, dreaming of some day I could rent this game or find this game. Sounds so cool. And just reading through what you did in that one, Blaster Master was another game that was that one in there? I think it was. But that was fun. I think Akari Warriors, at least one of them was in there. Xanic, maybe, or something like that. But, yeah, reading through Mylon's Secret Castle, I had no idea what I was in for. And when I played the game, it looked different than I envisioned it in my head. But it was a tough game, and I rented it a few times, I think, but stuck through and beat it. It was cool. It was a neat game. A little underrated. And then after that, we're getting into an LP Mini that was the end of that season. And that was Donkey Kong. And of course, you know, that had to be an LP Mini. I wasn't going to play that game over and over, you know, until I got to the kill screen. And what much can you say about Donkey Kong, really? It's where Mario got his start, and it was a classic arcade game. Oh yeah, I gotta jump up. But yeah, then after that, I'm pretty sure at some point I was playing Deadly Towers around that time. And, of course, got busy, lots of stuff going on, didn't have time to play much, especially that game, which was kind of a grind. I have a book somewhere, I don't know, I must have lost it. I played through it before I started recording, and I had notes for, like, exactly how I wanted to do it, and going through those dungeons. It's pretty thought out, but I don't even know where that is at this point. If I find it, I may go back and do that. I think the videos are still up. There's only like 2 or 3. I'd like to go back and finish that at some point. But yeah, that would be the end of Season 5. I'm going to have one more video of this retrospective here. And after that last one drops, I'll, you know, have some other stuff in store. It's been Ultralavos. See you all next time.